brought 3 flutes, and I have 8 of them, and I have 2, there are 2 smaller than this, and there's 2 bigger than this, or 3 bigger than this. And you can play really any key in Western music on any of these, but some keys are easier to play with than others because it's kind of difficult to play because, for example, how you do sharps and flats on a shakuhachi. With the chin. Or you can do sharps and flats with the finger. And Japanese teachers are very particular. They want people to do it just their way. And the same piece of music, one teacher will say, use your chin, and another teacher will say, use your finger. So they're like that. You see photos of old shakuhachi Buddhist masters playing the shakuhachi. They had baskets over their head. And that was the reason is because they would let go of their cultural family identity when they played, and they would become no self. There was only in music, there's nobody there. And so the baskets were meant to symbolize having no self. The written music, some of you've seen, looks like this. And you start reading over here, and you read the notes down. It's called katagana, script, ideograms, like this. In this particular piece, I'm going to just play a little section. This is Matsu Kazé that comes from the northwest Japan, where the Buddhist monastery this comes from is right on the ocean. So the wind is constantly coming off the China Sea into Japan. And if you see the waving marks beneath the notes, those little waving marks are the sound of the wind that I make with my diaphragm. So it's meant to, the Buddhist monks who play this are meant to disappear into the music, into the wind, disappear into the wind. So I'm going to play just a couple lines from, I'm only going to do about like 4 pieces, and then this guest musician, which I will tell you about later, who's here, and we're going to do a duet with violin and shakuhachi. When the monks played this piece, they allowed the wind and the sound of the wind and the trees and the birds that might be there and all the swirling of energies to come through their body and through their breath. We're just really fortunate tonight because there's this guy named Steve here who just looks just like anybody else, but he's actually a fabulous musician. And Steve and I are going to, how do you pronounce your last name?
Schuch.
Schuch. Yeah. Steve is a fantastic musician who has played here many times, or several times. right? With nature music and violin and voice and guitar. And so we ran into each other and said, well, why don't we play something together? So we're going to do a violin shakuhachi duet.
Improv.
Improv.
The sheet music looks